Hi, thanks for tuning in. My name is Humberto Arroyo. We'll be going over one of the questions that we got for this SPL assignment. So let's check out what those questions were. So as given on the assignment, we did get a couple of questions right here. I believe it's a total of 9 questions. One of the questions that I will be talking about today will be describe a client-server network. So I remember a client-server network from a past class, which was Comp 25, Intro to Computer Science. So I kind of really want to go over that because I thought it was pretty interesting when I was barely learning about it in Com 25. So I thought it'd be fun to go back and just brush up on it and just make sure I know what it is. So let's see what we got. So with the help of Google, I did search up client server network on the search bar, and then this is what we got. So let's read the definition that dictionary.com gave us. So it says, client-server network in science expand. Client-server network, a computer network in which one centralized powerful computer, called the server, is a hub to which many less powerful personal computers or workstations, called clients, are connected. Pretty much this definition right here is pretty plain and simple. This is what I kind of already knew, so I wanted to go above and beyond from just a simple definition found on the internet. So what I was able to do was go through a couple of other websites and actually pull up this website right here, techwalla.com, which describes the client server network beyond just the definition. So it describes the benefits and any other things related to that. So let's read what it says. What is a client server network? And this is an article written by Paul Parsons on TechWalla. So let's see what he has to say. As technology and computers have continued to develop rapidly, a client-server network has soon replaced past forms of networking on a computer to become the most widely used. A client-server network can be utilized by desktop computers and laptops as well as other mobile devices that are properly equipped. Identification. A client-server network is defined as a specific type of online network comprised of a single central computer acting as a server that directs multiple other computers, which are referred to as the clients. By accessing the server, clients are then able to reach shared files and information saved on the serving computer. Further, client-server networks are very similar to peer-to-peer networks with the exception that it is only the server that can initiate a particular transaction. So like I was saying, this is kind of relating back to the definition that we found on dictionary.com, but it's explaining it a little bit more in depth, which is what I wanted because I just didn't want a simple explanation. I wanted a little bit more emphasis and a little bit more depth about the client server network. So let's keep on reading what it says. So I believe we left off on features. So let's read the features. A client-server model can be implemented into a single computer system, but is most commonly applied to over different sites. This makes it possible for multiple computers or people to interconnect and share information. As businesses expand and people are now working together across vast distances, a client-server model enables them to reach a common or shared database or program. This works as well when online users access their bank account or pay particular bills online. Users log into the bank's server with their queries and then the server proceeds to relay them their information. So that's actually pretty cool. Describes one of the features of the client-server network, which is kind of related towards the bank server. So yeah, I actually didn't know about that, so it's actually something new that I just learned right now. So let's read the benefits. The main benefits of the client-server network is allowing a shared database or site to be accessed or updated by multiple computers while maintaining an only one control center for the action. This makes it possible for companies to distribute information, upload data, or reach the program without being tied down to one individual computer site. Because the information is stored online, A client-server model creates more power and control over what is being saved. Additionally, this model has an increased security, often with encryption, ensuring that the data is only available to qualified individuals. So it's actually pretty cool. Oh, I also didn't know this benefit right here. It's actually a pretty interesting article to be reading right now. So let's see what the warnings have to say. So let's read about the warnings. Under a client-server model, the main disadvantage is running the risk of a system overload. If too many different clients attempt to reach the shared network at the same time, there may be a failure or a slowing down of the connection. Furthermore, if the network is down, this disables access to the information from any site or client anywhere. This can be detrimental to major businesses who are unable to reach their pertinent data. So, wow, we just learned right now that if a whole bunch of people are on the same network at the same time trying to get, their information or, trying to buy something or anything like that, it can overload the system, and then it says it can actually disable access to the information from any site or client anywhere. It's actually pretty interesting to learn, but kind of a thing to watch out for, especially when a small business is running a client server network and it probably has, a whole bunch of customers that are trying to get something from that business all at the same time. So let's read the considerations. Other types of service connections include master-slave networks and peer-to-peer networks. In a master-slave diagram, a single program is in charge of all the others, with one being dominant over the other. In contrast, a peer-to-peer network, while similar to a client-server architecture, differentiates in that it allows any client to start transactions. Huh, pretty cool. All right, so after reading a little bit of what Mr. Paul Parsons had to say about client server networks and the TechWalla website, I actually went on Google and also kind of wanted to visualize how it all worked. It did talk about clients. It talked about servers. So myself being kind of a visualizer, I wanted to visualize how all of this actually worked. So I went on Google again and I actually found a couple of pictures. So these diagrams that are shown right here on the screen right now kind of helps me interpret what the definition and what the TechWalla writer was talking about when he was stating what is a client server network and how he described how it worked and all that. So let's see. Let's look at one of the pictures right here. We'll look at this one right here. So this one we can see that there's a mobile device, there's a laptop, and there's also a desktop right here. And we see that they're all three of them are connected to the internet. And then from the internet's connected to the server. So that's what the author of this article, Paul Parsons, was talking about as well. So let's look at another one. Let's see. Let's scroll further down. Let's see. Mm, awesome. Let's check out this one. So this one right here, let's see. Actually, let's pick another photo. Let's see. Let's pick out this one right here. So this one, let me zoom in a little bit. So for this one, we got the database, the printer, and the scanner also connected to the server, while we have a whole bunch of PCs right here, which are the clients. So it says right here, request by client, and then it's connected to the server. So that's also another thing that the author of the TechWalla was the talking about here on the website. It's pretty cool when you get to visualize something and then relate it back to the text that they were talking about. Let's check one more real quick. Awesome. Let's check out this one right here. So we got three computers right here, which are titled client, client, and client. And then we also got the printer. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, I skipped the Ethernet. So they're connected to the Ethernet. From the Ethernet connected to what says data, so I'm guessing that's database, the file server, the print server, and then the printer. Wow, pretty cool. It's actually pretty cool to learn about, especially since I kind of forgot what the client server network was. Since about a semester ago, which is, I mean, it shouldn't be too much for me to forget, but after, having to focus on a couple of other things, you kind of forget what each thing is, but it doesn't hurt to always brush up like we just did right now. So, in conclusion, that was pretty much it. We got to brush up a little bit on what the client server network was, with a basic interpretation and definition from dictionary.com. And then Mr. Paul Parsons from Tech Wallet was able to, brush up a little bit of what the client server network was. We got to identify it. We got to learn a couple of features, some benefits, some warnings, and also considerations. And lastly, we also got to go over a couple of pictures, a couple of the functionalities, and we also got to relate it back to what the author of a Tech Wallet was saying, and we got to interpret it as well. So that was pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.